Let's summarize what was said in the previous publication. Direct control of reality occurs in lucid dreaming. You can control lucid dreaming when you become intention itself. Become intention itself. For example, to lift yourself into the air and fly, you need to turn everything off and become one whole intention. Just one desire to rise into the air. Controlling dream characters becomes possible if you merge with the power. Feel like the master, the owner of your dream. You do not command the characters, do not order them, but combine your will with their will. Here we are talking about a certain merger. In order to control the reality of a dream, you must merge with what you control. If I and reality are one, then everything is possible. And what is management? It is a certain action. So, I need myself as a rational individual who tries to act, to switch OFF, and to become the action itself. I do not perform the action, I do not manage the action. I do not try to lift myself into the air, I just fly. The mind tries to lead and act. It ponders, analyzes whether it will succeed or not, hesitates, then tries to do something, being separated from what it wants to do. It is as if on the sidelines and carries out leadership from the side. The spirit does not do anything like that. It simply acts as action itself. Manifest reality does not lend itself to our control not because it is inert, but because, firstly, it does not even occur to us to control it, directly like a dream, and secondly, we always act from the position of reason, subordinate, and not spirit, owner. You become the owner of your life when you connect with your spirit, that is, with the one who is watching the dream of this life. In the same way, you become the owner of your ordinary dream when you remember yourself as watching the dream. That is, you connect with your spirit number 2, the projection of the original spirit. You, as an avatar, are essentially its projection. In the previous publication it was shown that the manifested reality can become plastic like a dream. Even time becomes subject to control, if you enter the state of spirit as a merge with space and time. To the extent that you are able to enter the state of spirit SD, to that extent you are able to control reality as a lucid dream. It is easier to enter the state of the owner in a dream. There the mind, its critical assessment, switches off. The mind admits that in a dream everything is permitted, and then I turn into the owner. Into intention itself, which can move itself and move reality. This means that in order to control the manifested reality it is necessary to turn OFF the returns mind, bot, mode and go to the awareness mode. This is quite possible, since the SD, as was noted earlier, has one important property. In this state the resistance of the mind decreases. If you woke up in a dream, you will perceive yourself as the one who fell asleep and is now dreaming. And in reality, those who practiced SD perceive themselves as a kind of silent observer who does not think and does not manage, but simply contemplates. But who is also capable of acting, unconditionally and unconditionally, as the doer. In a dream, from the point of view of a bot, even one that has become aware of itself, everything that happens is perceived as a kind of fairy tale, as if it were make-believe, so it calms down and allows everything. We are in a dream after all. But in reality, from the point of view of the spirit, isn't it the same? The bot can say, no, in reality my problems are the most real, they toss me back and forth. However, don't we feel everything in a dream as material as in reality? And they can hit you on the head quite materially. So is it the same, or not? But again, for control, awareness alone, both in a dream and in reality, is not enough. Another mentioned component is required. Merge. For example, regarding time. If I am in the flow of time, I am simply carried away, and I can do nothing about it. I am on the arrow of the clock face, so I move glued to this movement. But if I rise above the clock face and see the whole picture at once, time as a chain of events stops. It no longer flows, but rests, and then the past and the future seem to exist simultaneously. In this case, merge is when I am not on the clock hand. I am the clock itself. I expand and dissolve in time. I am time itself. And since I am time itself, I can stretch and compress this space. For those who have not practiced lucid dreaming, it may be difficult to understand the principle of merging. And even for those who have, it is still difficult to understand. But this principle should not be understood, but practiced. The bot will not understand anyway. It must be taught to do it the same way it does in a dream, when it allows itself to be switched off. At the beginning of this year, the Transurfing Center held the practice True Awakening. Time and Space Management, where Tatiana Samarino offered the technique of expansion, which is worth paying special attention to. It's as if you expand and merge with reality. That's what we need. On October 29th, a new course of the same name will take place. There will probably be some fresh discoveries. We're waiting. This information has only begun to be unpacked now, during the transition to the new reality. That is why we have also begun to deal with such issues in earnest right now. Although in the book Tofty Priestess 2, Event Management, there were already hints and a similar practice, Biosphere. Today, the Tofty ItFat account is repeating this practice. The reviews of this practice are especially interesting. Take a look. Quote from the book. When you drive a bicycle, a motorcycle, a car, you merge with them in a certain sense. Similarly, in order for the force to be with you, you must merge with the force. And in order to control reality, you must merge with reality. https://zealands or u/slieni